Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Terry Hunter, and I'm here today to talk about the new moon at 28 degrees of Pisces happening tomorrow. That's March 18th, 2026 at 6:23 p.m. Los Angeles time. I have pulled up the chart and you can see that there is a cluster of planets over here in the Pisces and Aries energy. Pisces naturally rules transcendence. It rules the last house of the zodiac where our karmic soul's signature lives, where we are here to in, incorporate, but at the same time, the 12th house is a release. It's a transformation from the ego, the human ego, the part of us that needs validation, the part of us that doesn't understand in the human and physical form that we are ever evolving energetic light beings. And the thing that struck me, because I tend to see things in patterns, is this is a 28-degree new moon, which is at the Anaretic degree. Technically, the Anaretic degree is 29, but I think 28, 29 are kind of paired because both reduce down to a 1 or an 11. 28 reduces down to a 10, and 29 reduces down to an 11. Now, the interesting thing about this new moon that separates it from just your average new moon is it is the culmination. It's the last of 7 new moons at an anaretic degree. The first one was in Virgo in 2025 at 29 degrees, and it was a solar eclipse. And then we had one at 28 degrees in Libra, then in Scorpio, then in Sagittarius, all 28 degrees. We come into the new year and we have a Capricorn new moon at 28 degrees, an Aquarius new moon at 28 degrees, and now a Pisces new moon at 28 degrees. The significance of this is so huge for me because the 28th degree, while it reduces down to a 10, which is a new beginning, it's where we are masters on some level of the cycle between 0 and 9. And we're starting something new with that knowledge. The 28th degree is also the Cancerian degree. So here we are looking at a new moon and a series of new moons that have asked us repeatedly, represented by their sign. That was the question. So here in Pisces is where are we willing to transcend what we can see with our eyes, feel with our hands, smell with our nose, essentially, where are we willing to transcend the physical into the deeper part of this life's journey? And how will we begin that anew, this cycle, asking ourselves, who do we want to be when in the next subsequent years and chapters of this life? And that is very much indicated by Neptune and Saturn that have been pretty much conjunct through this period of time on the world axis being 0 degrees of Aries, where it's like the birthing from the womb, the self, and this is a whole new self built on my soul's voice, my inner knowing, my gut reaction, that feeling you get when your innards are telling you that the outer is not in alignment with whatever your truth is. So this is truly a very, very powerful new beginning. And this is a new beginning of awareness. This is a new beginning of a new ears to hear something from a space that is not audible to the human ear. The fact that this series started with a Virgo solar eclipse at 29 degrees was so interesting to me because the 29th degree, again, anaretic degree, the anaretic degrees create a sense of urgency, a sense of crisis, a sense of I need to get where I'm going. I'm tired of this anchorage energy, the energy of an anchor as I'm finishing up the signs dynamic. So in Virgo, this would be over processing, over perfectionism, being so married to what my mind can analyze, what my physical senses can process. So now here we are at this Pisces 28th degree, and let me click on it right now. you see it's making one aspect, and that is to Uranus. And it's exact at 28 degrees of Taurus. Taurus is another earth sign, like our eclipse in Virgo. But this one, Taurus rules your personal history, the family history, the memories of your childhood, the memories of your homeland, the memories of how, you celebrated the holidays and what foods were on the table. So whatever is going on in this new moon is offering you an opportunity to be aware of beliefs, of thoughts, of habits you have that were inherited in some way. They just seem so normal and natural. And yet, there are people on the planet that are having the same dynamics, but in a totally polar opposite way. Example, in the United States, often people have breakfast, bacon and eggs. And I believe in Asia, they can have fish for breakfast or rice. So, and this is just a way of being brought up. So I bring this also because Uranus is about ready to move into Gemini. And so these final degrees of Taurus are also asking, where have I been stuck? And where am I willing to allow my personal genius to create the syllabus, the plan, the agenda for the next chapter of my life and where I want to go. There's layers here because the 28 is the Cancer degree. So there's also about trusting my intuition, trusting the idea that if I nurture myself, if I put myself in a priority, that I will then still be able to grow my world, grow my family, grow my security and my safety. And a sextile is something that gets to be activated. It must, in order for it to truly have its potency, which is why I think it's not often brought up as a higher aspect, is because it requires our co-creation, whereas a trine just flows effortlessly. So here, we have this new moon in this aspect requiring a sense of looking to the future, a willing to look at where we have maybe put ourselves in environments or stayed in environments that were not congruent to what we want to experience. Now we have Neptune in a very strong aspect and at a 1. So, to me, okay, this is just further indicating the emphasis on the idea of 1. 1 is, yes, a new beginning, but a series of ones is often the angels alerting you. What are you thinking right now? What are you focusing in on? What are you speaking about? Because that is what is manifesting in your world. So now Neptune is offering on the world axis of Aries an independence, a bravery about that, a willingness to say, what do I want? How am I going to shape me in the next chapters of my life? Regardless of, how long they will be. Aries is an adventurer. Aries is moving always into territory that is foreign and unknown and must define itself within that territory. The soul coming into the physical experience, into that little baby body that seems so cute and adorable, is truly vulnerable to its environment, and it is creating itself as a result of that environment. That environment is evidenced over here in the Taurus energy of Uranus. Now we see Saturn is in this as well. Saturn, to me, at this degree, is not in a tight conjunction. I like to keep things a little tighter, but they're definitely in conversation. And for me, Saturn's influence is history, restriction. Where have I limited myself? Where have I not allowed myself to transcend to and listen to the soul's voice within? The soul is truly creative. The Pisces energy rules music, it rules poetry, it rules dance, ballet, contemporary, all sorts of forms of beauty and fantasy and illusion. And often the human is not allowed to express this. So inevitably, the Piscean energy feels erosive, and because we feel invisible and we feel like we must be so empathetic to someone else's story or compassionate to the other, that we never really put that compassion on ourselves, that nurturing on ourselves. The 28th degree, the Cancerian degree, the degree of the self-mothering individual. And I mean that in a way of having an awareness of what nurtures me and what erodes me or what depletes me. So this moon, I think, is very powerful. When we get into the Aries energy, I believe the Aries new moon is going to go down to 27 degrees, which again is still a tense degree, a degree that's requiring mastery, but we're going to start going backward in the degree numbers. So I think this period of time, and if you reflect over the last 7 months or so, and what the Virgo eclipse brought for you, because it brought me the passing of my pet, Lucky, and I shouldn't even call him my pet, but Virgo rules pets. I should call him my life companion, but it also brought in a new companion, and she offers so much vision of the future, I guess, for me. All right, this is my brief little chat about the new moon. I would offer an opportunity is to set intentions for your future. We have Pluto hovering around in the background, and this is offering us an opportunity to really transform the systems that we live in. So this is, while not in direct conversation, there is a conversation between Pluto and Saturn. So there's that sextile there. So being aware that the energy that we're experiencing right now is akin in the outside world to the caterpillar breaking through the cocoon. So be patient with yourself. You may even feel a little tired and sleepy during this new moon, having it in Pisces with both Saturn and Neptune's influence. You know, Neptune rules the bedroom and dream time. And I will see you soon. Join me on Sunday, 11 a.m. For our live show and our weekly reading. See you soon, everybody. Be well.